Hey, today I'm gonna give you my big breakdown on what I look for when I'm investing in ICOs. Now, I invested in my first one. Guess it's almost 2 years ago now, and some of them are up, some of them are down. It's exciting, but if you pick them right, you can really make a killing. Seriously, that's where the big money's at. If you've seen this trend recently, and it is happening, the market cap is going up, but most of the coins, most altcoins aren't really going up. And you'll log in and you'll suddenly see, like, boom, in number 20 or number 15 or somewhere in the top 50, there's some project you've never even heard of. What is that? That's an ICO that just raised a whole bunch of money. Okay, and sometimes these coins, they go up, they do a tremendous amount of growth, and then they stop, maybe they go back down a bit. But that's really where all the money's going, into good new projects. Okay, good old projects will still do well over the long term, but the bad ones are just going to die out. So really the big money, if you want to really make killer profits, is in ICO. So welcome to my ICO tutorial. Yo, what's up there, sweet Charlie? How you doing? Thought I'd do a little rundown on how I pick my ICOs and what I look at to make sure I pick a project that makes me tons of money. Also, tons of money, potentially in the short term, but definitely in the long term. Okay, so I'm gonna take you through. So I have a private research group, and I have a private investors group, which is just some of my friends and clients I've accumulated over the years. And so our team basically goes and finds projects that we think are super solid, that I could basically tell my friends to put tons of money into, right? So I'm pretty serious about it. Like, I don't want it to lose money. I don't want my friends to lose money. That would be really horrible. So I'm pretty anal, okay? So I'm going to take you through our quick and dirty template today. So it's not everything we look at for an ICO. That would be like maybe a more advanced video, but this is my quick and dirty ICO template, okay? So first thing is, does the idea make sense, okay? Now, you might think that's obvious, but it's not obvious, because there's been some fucking stupid ideas that people invest in. If it doesn't immediately strike you as a good idea, like if you don't hear it and go, oh yeah, we really need that, that would be amazing, don't waste your time any further, just move on, okay? Now, the next thing is, if they do have an idea, are they the first to market, okay? So if you come up with something that it's been done 25 times before, like, you're stupid. Like, for example, someone's like, oh yeah, it's an exchange. It's a cryptocurrency exchange. Yeah, we have enough exchanges. What's your advantage? It doesn't matter. Now, end of 2017, there's a few decentralized exchanges coming out. So probably if, like, last year you came out with, like, hey, we're coming out with a decentralized exchange, that would have been pretty good. All right, a lot of people would be interested in that. But even now, well, it's already being done. So why is yours better? You see what I mean? Like, what's the competition? So it's not that hard. Just look around and see if you can find what they're doing. If someone's doing it already and they're doing a good job, there's no first mover advantage. The first to market always kicks ass. It's that way in every single industry. If you look at the computers, if you look at cars, being first is huge. Like, look at Ford, right? Made the first automobile. Even though Ford sucked later on, it didn't matter because he was first. And so he had the name recognition, and that Ford meant car, and people, it didn't matter. Look at IBM. Look at fucking anything, to be honest. First is huge. So if you're the first to do it, you're going to be epic. Look at Amazon.com, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. It's hard to beat Amazon. They're just so entrenched now because they were first. They were the first ones to do it properly and well. Okay. So yeah, next thing I look at. Again, fairly obvious, but like people don't do this, and I can't imagine why they don't. But is it just a white paper? Seriously, if it's just a white paper, there's no product, there's no business, there's no income stream, it's just an idea. Any asshole can come up with an idea. It doesn't mean you can pull it off. It doesn't mean you have the know-how, the experience, the technical knowledge, the inspiration. There's just a fucking white paper. I could write a white paper tomorrow. You could write a white paper tomorrow. It doesn't mean shit. Okay, you could pay someone to write a white paper and then go, yeah, we need $50 million. It's ridiculous. So, do they have a working product? It's real simple. Are they selling something? Do they have a service? Are they making money? Okay, if they have a working product and it's already a successful business model, then that's different. You know what I mean? Then you're looking at something real. But otherwise, it's just an idea. So I don't like to invest just in ideas. Okay. So next thing is, who are the team? So, fraud alert. Are they real people? Do they have LinkedIn profiles? Like, actually go to their website, click on the profiles, read what it says. Just do a little research. It takes 5 minutes to figure out who the team is and if they're legit people. Google their names. Come on, it's not hard. But also, like, even if you establish like they're real people, what have they done in the past? Have they had successful projects? Have they had successful projects in the blockchain space, or they've been successful in other things? Because blockchain is a whole different thing, right? And do they have someone who's an expert in blockchain technology? You know what I'm saying? In that whole space, in programming on the blockchain, creating dApps, all that stuff. Do they have an expert who's like awesome? Big question. Okay. And also a little bonus is like, has the team worked together before? Yeah, look, if the team has already created a multi-million-dollar business before, they're successful, they have good chemistry, they don't hate each other, it's probably going to work. It has a better chance of working out than if they've just met each other for one project. You know what I'm saying? Like, because projects, people have arguments, teams fight and they fall apart. Yeah, it happened with Sonero. Remember Sonero? They had the whole team. There was arguments. There was, they were splitting up and breaking up, and it was causing all kinds of, problems. And it happens. So it does make a difference. It's one of the things to look at. How many tokens are going to be in total, right? Like they're making like 50 billion tokens. That's retarded. Like it can't be worth much. There's billions of them. Like, give me a break. So the smaller the better, right? So I don't, anything more than like low 9 figures makes me uncomfortable. So like 100 million or 200 million, I guess is okay. Any more than that is not okay. It's not okay. How much money are they raising? Okay, so if they're being greedy and they're trying to raise like $100 million to it, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Anything more than $10 million is a scam. You don't need that much money. It's stupid. I know they're raising it, but it's a scam, and it's not good because it just means. First, I can't really. It would take too long to really explain, like, go deeply into this, but like, it's not a good thing. What you want is there to be a small amount of tokens, and they're raising a small amount of money, okay, and it really limits the amount of. It just creates maximum FOMO, right? Because like if there's not that many tokens and there's not that much money, but it's a great project, everybody wants the tokens, and there's not that many tokens, and so people kind of flip out, and the price goes up, and it's good. And it's really just probably just a scam. Like if anyone is trying to raise like a huge amount of money, like that you don't need, you're just being greedy, right? And that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. You want to invest in a company where they're passionate about the project. They want to, it has a real purpose. It's going to change the world. It's going to make the world a better place. And making money at the same time is great. But trying to raise 250 million, you're an asshole. You really are an asshole. Sorry. So yeah, that's a big red flag for me. So what else? Yeah, what percentage of the tokens are actually for sale? So like, some teams, like if they're selling 90% of the tokens and 10% of them are for the team and the development, that's great. But some of them, when you look, and they're selling like 30% of the tokens, and then 30% they're holding for the team, and then 30% they're going to release later or whatever, or 40% later. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, most of the tokens should go to the investors, right? Otherwise, they'll have the team can have lots of tokens, and then they can dump them later on you. And also, how much are they keeping? Like, is there going to be some sort of lockup? This is really important, right? Like, because imagine for a second, like, the team has 30% of the tokens. Okay, great. And then you buy your tokens at a higher price. The team, of course, has them from zero. So even if the token goes for like to $1, they'll just dump on you. And you paid like whatever. You probably paid a fucking $1. And so you're just gonna get shat on. It's horrible. You don't want that. So if there's a lockup, that's good, right? If the team members have to hold their coins for a year, but you can sell them in 3 months, well, that's good. That means there isn't a shit ton of tokens somebody can dump, right? So I like it if there's some sort of lockup. I like it more if the team just doesn't have shit tons of tokens, and like it's fine for them to have 10%, 15%, 20 maybe, but it shouldn't be more than that, really. Okay, so another thing about the token is like, what's the purpose of the token? Like if they're just raising money and the token it's like having a share in a company, that's stupid. But having an actual use, that means something. So for example, a couple of ICOs I've talked about, like TripKey or Lockchain, right? you know, you get to use the token. You know, well, blockchain specifically, you get to use the token to get yourself. You know, you can book apartments with it and stuff. So that it has an inherent value. With Tripkey, you're getting some of the token back as a bonus, which then you can also use to buy stuff with. So it has an actual real value. You know, so if it's just a fucking token, it doesn't mean shit. It's just you might as well just buy some towels and tell people like you've invested in towels. Like the towels are more valuable because you can use towels and you can actually sell them. Token isn't worth shit. So is there a use? You know, like protocols, like their own blockchains, like, you know, Ethereum, Waves, Neo, Qtum, stuff like that. There's a use for it because you can invest in other ICOs and you can actually send money across the, you know, across the network. So there's a point to it. Like if you're holding Neo, you can use the Neo for something in the future, right? So it has an inherent value, so it's going to go up. People are going to need. There's a demand for it, right? But there's no demand for most tokens. It's just oh, you own some of this fucking token. It doesn't mean shit. So have so I like to, yeah. If there's not a use for it, I will be wary, unless there's like huge amount of hype and everybody's like, you know, freaking out and it's going to go up. Okay, fine, but I don't like it. I just don't like it at all. Okay, general hype as well. You know, like what's the hype? Like if something has a lot of interest, like if it passes all that stuff and people are really excited about it, then okay, it's good. It's a good thing. Definitely, like hype raises the price. That's good. The ideal situation though is that you realize something is a really good deal, and you can get into the ICO or even like the pre-ICO or even the private like just as early as you fucking can, right? Before anyone knows about it or how great it is. So if you find a project that's really great and you're like, this is the greatest project ever, nobody knows about it. This is so fucking weird. Invest in it and then tell everybody about it afterwards. All right, that's how you do it. You know, obviously, but if there's no hype, like if there's absolutely zero hype, they have no marketing, well, it might be great, but the price may not go up for a really long time. You might still make your money in a year or two, but do you want to be waiting that long? You see what I'm saying? With some hype, you know what I mean? You don't have to hold the investment so long. You can get some money back sooner. So that's all I'm saying, right? So some hype is good. And also keep in mind, like, the type of hype. You know what I'm saying? There's empty hype, like people just saying, yeah, it's so awesome, it's going to be great. It doesn't mean anything. But if it's like, yeah, they have a deal coming out here, and also they're being added to this exchange on this date. Also, they're in negotiations with this company. You know what I mean? Like, if there's actual news and good things coming up, that's not really hype. That's a good roadmap. That just means they have a plan. That's great. Hype is just like when people are just excited. But why are they excited? You see what I'm saying? If they're excited because there's great things in the roadmap and exciting things are coming up soon, great. That's going to raise the price, and the price might actually stay up. You see what I'm saying? If it's just like, oh, we're so excited, we don't even know why, blah blah, and then people are just freaking out for no reason, yeah, the price will go up and then it'll collapse, and then you're just bag holding. Okay, so where's the hype coming from? But some hype, some interest is good. You do want people talking about it, but there's the good type and there's the bad type. Something I wasn't gonna go into today because it's on my deeper list and I could do in another video. Check out the community, right? So if they have a strong community, whether it's Slack, Telegram, you know, wherever, and they're posting and they're really excited and they're supporting each other, well, that in its own means there's going to be buyers and people supporting the coin and buying it. So it gives you some sort of, in a way, kind of price stability, and it gives you a guarantee that something's going to happen, and you know that there's going to be development, there's going to be investment. If you can't find a bunch of people excited about the project, probably means there's no reason to be excited about the project, or you found it really early, in which case, you know, you're early and that's great news. But you need to figure out why there's no community. Are you really early, or does this fucking project suck? That's the question. So it's great. So I'll give you an example of one coin I found early. I bought it in, I think it was like late April, early May. I bought Burst, and nobody had heard of it. It was so cheap. It was just dirt cheap. And I heard about the coin, and I saw the community was really strong. People were really excited about it, and they were very supportive and good. And I thought, okay, just because people are excited about it and it has a really active community, I'm going to invest in it. I put in like 1 Bitcoin back then. I made several Bitcoins off that one investment, guys. And it was really because the community was so strong, and they loved it so much. That was the main reason I invested, because it had such a solid community. There was other reasons, but that was the reason. So it makes a difference. So check that out as well. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I didn't want to make a huge long-ass video. So if you like this video, there's going to be way more stuff coming up on ICOs because it's kind of a passion of mine. So, so do subscribe, and you will find out about more juicy stuff coming up. That's it for now. See you soon. Peace.